Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name's Evan, or EJ, you can call me either one, and today I'm going to be talking about the second trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I know I'm a little bit late to this because the trailer did come out a few days ago, but I'm on a schedule. My videos go up every Sunday, so a lot of the times I'm going to be late to these trailer videos. But with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so this trailer starts very similarly to the last Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania trailer, except the tone is very different. Like, the music that's playing is a lot more dramatic, and we hear Kang giving some dialogue over it. And this time there is a shot of what looks to be Cassie getting bailed out of jail. I'm curious to know why she was in jail in the first place, but other than that, I don't really have much to say about this. It's just footage we've seen before. So in that dialogue I just mentioned from Kang, Kang says that he wants Scott to help him get more time, and in return, Scott would also get more time with his daughter.
Who are you? I'm the man who can give you the one thing you want. What's that? Time.
But I'm curious what exactly Kang needs more time for, because at the end of Loki, and spoilers for Loki season 1 if you haven't seen it, we see a variant of Kang, He Who Remains, staying in a citadel outside of time, like where time can't affect him. So I'm curious what this specific version of Kang needs more time for, what exactly his plan is, and why he needs Scott to help him with it. But I guess I'll just have to wait till the movie comes out to see that. So, I'm a little curious about that. Also, while I'm on the topic of Kang, his design in this movie looks sick. Like, whenever I found out Marvel was doing Kang the Conqueror for their next like big villain, I didn't think they were gonna go with like a comic accurate costume because I thought maybe it would look a little goofy in live action. But it's very comic accurate and it looks awesome. So that's really cool. I'm glad to see that. So apparently, with Janet's time in the quantum realm, whatever, how long she had been down there, was it like 30 years or something like that? She has learned and knows a whole lot about Kang, and she's gonna kind of be you know, their guide for the quantum realm and tell them everything they need to know about it.
It can rewrite existence and shatter timelines.
I'm curious to see if she what her relationship with Kang is, like if they even know each other, if they've met, or if she's just heard like legends about him, or she knows something that they don't know. But yeah, I'm curious to see that whole thing play out. So also, early on in the trailer, we get a very brief shot of Modoc, and he looks so goofy, and I love it so much. I see a lot of people are mad that he's just a big floating head and that that's what he looks like, but that's what Modoc is. Newsflash, he's always been goofy looking. Sure, he was kind of uglier in the comics, but he was still goofy looking, so I don't understand the whole outrage about that, but I think it's cool that we're seeing Modoc in this, so yeah. There's also a very brief shot in the trailer where Cassie says something is all her fault, so I'm curious to know what she's done by that point in the movie that's making her feel that guilty. It could just be that she got them all sucked into the quantum realm, because that's what happens at the beginning of the trailer, which is honestly probably the most likely scenario. But, there was also another shot of Modoc later on, about like halfway through the trailer, where he has this like metal looking like robot mask while he's in combat, and honestly I think it looks pretty sick. I know a lot of people don't like it because it's not like super faithful to the way Modoc looks in the comics, but I don't know, I still think it's pretty cool, so whatever. Now there's a point later on in the trailer where Kang just starts beating the living crap out of Scott, and I'm honestly pretty excited to see that, which feels kind of wrong to say because Scott's one of my favorite characters, but I'm just excited to see a villain that seems like they're a huge threat again, because obviously in most of these movies, the hero's going to come out unscathed because they have to appear in the next movie and every like ensemble movie that they have, which isn't a bad thing, I don't think. You know, you can't just go around killing all your main characters, but it's nice to see a villain who is actually like threatening and I feel like might actually end up killing someone. So I'm very excited to see that. Also, Jonathan Majors looks incredible in the role, so yeah, I'm very excited to see Kang in this. Also, during that whole section where Kang is beating up Scott, Scott has that line, "I don't have to win, we both just have to lose."
I don't have to win. We both just have to lose.
I like that. That was a good line. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I forgot to mention in that shot you see earlier of MODOK where he doesn't have that metal mask on and he's just a big floating head. It's literally Yellow Jacket from the first movie. Like it's the same actor. So I guess that means that Yellow Jacket got like when his suit like compacted in itself in the first movie, he got sucked into the quantum realm somehow and has since been turned into MODOK. I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna pull that off because if you've seen that scene from the first movie, it didn't look like anyone would be able to walk away from that. But I guess I'll just reserve my judgments until I've seen this one and decide whether or not it's kind of ridiculous. But, you know, it's still cool to see him again. So I feel like I've been saying this next part about a lot of movie trailers recently, but here it goes. I think there's a good chance Scott dies in this, but I'm not as sure about that as I am of like Bumblebee from Transformers or Rocket. I think they're both pretty much screwed. Scott, I think there's like a 50-50 chance that he makes it out of this movie. Um or at the very least think we're going to see a version of Scott die because there is that shot in the trailer where he like multiplies somehow because of quantum realm stuff. So I don't know if our main Scott is going to die. I find it kind of unlikely, but I do think we're going to see a version of Scott get just murked in this. So yeah, there's that. Uh, and if Scott doesn't die, I think someone's going to die in this, and I think it's either going to be him or Hank, to be honest. So like a 50-50 chance it's Scott though. So something I've also noticed is that for a movie called Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, there's not a whole lot of the Wasp in the trailer. I don't even think I've heard her like say a line in either of the trailers yet. Which which is bizarre because the movie also has her name in it. So I'm curious what that's about. It might have something to do with some of Evangeline Lilly's comments in recent years, but that's just me theorizing. That's complete tinfoil hat stuff. I have no proof of that, and I've heard no one say that. So, you know, I am very curious as to why that is, though. Like, why Wasp is getting pretty much no love in these trailers. There's also a shot later in the trailer where it seems like Kang doesn't end up honoring the deal that him and Scott make, because Scott literally looks at him and goes, "We had a deal." So I assume Scott is going to end up working with Kang, and then Kang is going to stab him in the back, pretty much. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm still curious to find out what the deal is. Obviously, we're going to find out when the movie comes out, but I don't know. I'm just very intrigued by this whole thought of Scott and Kang forming a very temporary alliance to, help each other out. But also, remember I said I thought Kang's design in this movie was really great earlier? Yeah, I think the opposite about Ant-Man's. I really don't like the new suit for this movie cuz you know how everyone always talks about how MCU suits are like super over designed and they add unnecessary lines and they're just kind of like overcomplicated for no reason. This suit is the pinnacle of that. There's so much stuff on there that is just not necessary and makes it look like very busy and just kind of ugly. There are certain things I do like about it. Like I like that they tried to incorporate the black circle that Ant-Man has in the comics like onto the suit, but it still just looks kind of ugly because it's just so over designed for no reason, which is weird because Wasp's suit looks really good and so does Kang's. Wasp's suit is pretty much the same as it was in the last movie, except the yellow is much brighter and they replaced the blue with black instead. So, but I think it looks a lot better than her last suit. But I don't know, they just really fumbled the bag with Scott's suit in this movie. It looks really bad. Also, the quantum realm looks pretty cool as it usually does. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it because we still don't know a ton about it, but it does look really cool. I know a lot of people have said that this movie looks like Spy Kids 3, like in terms of the CGI and effects and how everything is just kind of, special effects in the background. I don't see what they're seeing. I think the movie looks really good, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things, or maybe I'm biased. Who knows? So I assume this movie is going to help to set up both Avengers Kang Dynasty and Loki Season 2, because Kang is the villain in both of those as well, so it just kind of makes sense to me that they would, kind of it would lead into those two projects. It might not. I know it's probably going to lead into Kang Dynasty. I'm not as sure about Loki Season 2, but it kind of makes sense to me that it would hint at that, since the first time we saw Kang was in Loki. So, yeah. That's pretty much all I've gotta say about the trailer. I think it looks really good. I once again want to say I think Jonathan Majors is going to be an incredible villain and has the potential to be better than Josh Brolin as Thanos is in terms of like the big bads of the MCU. I think he's going to kill it, and I'm very excited to see him in all the projects he's going to be appearing in. So, yeah. Uh, that's about all I've got for today's video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the trailer in the comments below. And that's about all I've got for you today. See ya.